There's been a huge cultural shift over the last 25 years of going to church as what some has called fire insurance. Go to church or you'll burn in hell. That no longer cuts it. And that's not the ministry of invitation. Wagging your finger and saying there's going to be hell to pay is not the way we're going to invite people back to faith. But if we make a case for what Moses is talking about, this is a way of living that brings life. It's not simply about fear of hell. It's not simply that don't do this or God is going to be angry with you. Jesus says, I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. If your faith and your life sets your heart on fire, then share that invitation. Because life has a way of beating us up. Life is hard. Life is filled with struggle. And no one escapes that struggle. And sooner or later, they are going to get slammed. Sometimes it comes sooner, sometimes it comes later. And it comes in all kinds of different ways. But that we will be slammed by the hardship of life is inevitable. Look for those opportunities of difficulties and look for the opportunities of joy, the birth of a child, the joyous occasion of a marriage. Those are opportunities where hearts are opened and we want to say, would you like to come to church with me? There's a retreat that I'm going to go to. There's a day of prayer. This is a book that I read. This is a CD that I listened to. This is a DVD that I found really helpful. This is a CD of the music minister at our parish that I found really inspiring. Maybe you'd enjoy listening to this music. Here's a website that I find really helpful. Here's a blog that makes sense to me. Just little invitations that plant some seeds. That's number 2. Number 3, and this is the most difficult, but it's the most compelling. Live a life of joy. Practice your faith in a way that makes a difference, that stands out. There have been research studies after research studies, and one of the most compelling things that brings young adults back to the church are mentors. People who live their faith. People who just don't tell others to do it. Do what I say and not what I do. That becomes a countersign. But if you're inviting and you're living that faith in a way that shows that you're joyful, that you're animated, that your faith brings you into the depth of the fullness of life, that's compelling. Young adults today are looking for credible witnesses. Their BS detector is on high alert. They are acutely sensitive to hypocrisy of the gap between what we say and what we practice. So the greater integrity we bring to living our faith, the more compelling is that witness. Our world is filled with hypocrisy in every level of society. And I think that's part of the reason why so many young adults today say, I don't want any part of it. If this is what it means to be a Christian, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. The quote of Mahatma Gandhi, the great Indian activist of nonviolence, I think is strategic here. He said, if Christians practice Christianity, if Christians practice what Jesus taught, I would be a Christian. But Christians don't practice what Jesus taught, so why should I be a Christian? What a damning indictment of the way we live our faith. A 3-part plan. Never give up praying, fasting, sacrificing for those you love. Number 2, look for windows of opportunity to invite them back into the faith. And 3, most important of all, live a life that is a living invitation. Take care and be earnestly on your guard, not to forget the things which your own eyes have seen. not to let them slip from your memory as long as you live, but teach them to your children and to your children's children. Amen.
Heart to heart, hand in hand, praying for grace to understand. Spirit of Jesus,